Hello, my dear friend from far away, who is listening to this sound right now. Have you ever had a weekend afternoon like this? After a long and tiring week, you sit alone in your room. Maybe the sunlight is soft outside, or maybe the sky is gray, and the rain makes everything feel even quieter. Suddenly, you want to see someone. Not for anything special, just a simple coffee, a short walk, or a quiet conversation with someone who understands you. So you open your phone and send a message to your closest friends. Is anyone free for coffee this afternoon? I really want to go out. Then you wait. A few minutes later, the replies come in. One friend is busy with family, another has to work overtime, someone else already has plans. And you understand, they are not trying to hurt you. They have their own lives, their own problems, and their own responsibilities. So you reply kindly, "No worries, it's okay. Take care of your things." Then the conversation ends. The phone becomes quiet again. The room becomes quiet again. And somehow, your heart becomes quiet too. That is when a soft kind of loneliness appears. It is not loud. It does not always make you cry. But it still hurts. Because in adulthood, we slowly learn a difficult truth. People may love us, but they cannot always be available for us. They may care, but they cannot always come. They may want to listen, but their own lives may also be full. And when no one is free, it can feel personal, even when it is not. It can feel like we are being forgotten. It can feel like everyone else is moving forward while we are standing alone. But dear friend, this feeling does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are too needy. And it does not mean you are unimportant. It only means you are human. You need warmth. You need connection. You need someone to sit beside you sometimes and say, "I am here." There is nothing wrong with that need. But as we grow older, we also learn that other people cannot always be our safe place. They cannot always be our emotional charging station. Sometimes, the door we want to knock on is temporarily closed, and in those moments, self-love becomes more than a beautiful word. Self-love becomes the way we stay with ourselves when no one else is available. It is making a cup of tea for yourself. It is taking a slow shower. It is going for a walk, even if you go alone. It is speaking to your own heart with kindness instead of blame. Today, we will not force ourselves to be positive. We will not pretend that loneliness does not hurt. Instead, we will sit with this feeling gently. We will listen to it. We will understand it. And slowly, we will discover how to love ourselves when the outside world is busy. This is a lesson in self-love. Not the loud kind, not the perfect kind, but the quiet kind of self-love that says, "Even when no one is here right now, I will not abandon myself." We often think we feel sad because our friends are busy. We think we feel hurt because no one can go for coffee with us. But when I look deeper, I notice something else. Maybe the pain does not only come from what our friends do. Maybe part of it comes from the way we have learned to look for comfort outside of ourselves. I have seen this pattern in my own life too. When I feel empty, tired, bored, or stressed, my first reaction is often to reach for someone else. I want a message. I want a conversation. I want someone to notice that I am not okay. I want another person's presence to make my heart feel lighter. And of course, this is not wrong. We are human. We need love, care, connection, and real conversations. A kind reply or a warm talk with a friend can make the world feel softer again. But over time, I started to ask myself a deeper question. What happens when this becomes the only way I know how to feel better? What happens when other people become my main source of peace? In a way, it is like treating the people around me as emotional charging stations. Whenever my inner battery is low, I look for someone outside of me to recharge it. But adulthood teaches us something difficult. Everyone has their own life to take care of. Everyone has their own energy to protect. Everyone has worries, responsibilities, family matters, work pressure, and silent battles we may never fully see. So when the people we usually turn to are busy, our emotional battery can suddenly feel empty. The room becomes quiet, the phone becomes quiet, and something inside us becomes quiet too. For me, loneliness in that moment is not only pain, it can also be a signal. Maybe it is not saying, "No one loves you." Maybe it is saying, "You have been depending too much on outside energy to feel okay." This is not an easy truth to face, but it is an important one. If I always need another person to be there before I can feel calm, then my calm is fragile. If I always need someone to choose me before I can feel safe, then my safety is not fully mine yet. That is why, to me, personal growth is not only about finding more people, more plans, or more places to go when we feel empty. Real growth is also learning how to become a safe place for ourselves. It is learning how to stay with ourselves without running away immediately. It is learning how to comfort ourselves with patience. It is learning how to give ourselves the care and kindness we often wait for from other people. So I am not saying we should stop needing people. I am not saying we should become cold or closed off. I am only saying this. Maybe self-love begins when we stop putting all of our emotional safety in someone else's hands. Because when no one is available, we are not only facing loneliness, we are also being invited to learn a deeper kind of self-love. The kind of self-love that does not wait for someone to save our heart. The kind that gently says, "I am here with myself, and I will not abandon myself today." Recently, we hear the word self-love everywhere. On social media, self-love often looks like a spa day, a new outfit, a nice meal, a trip, or a gift we buy for ourselves. And honestly, these things are not wrong. Sometimes they help us rest, feel better, and remind us to care for ourselves. But self-love is not only about what we can buy, book, or show online. Today, I want to talk about a quieter kind of self-love, the kind that begins when no one is around. It is the ability to be alone with yourself without feeling abandoned. Self-love does not only appear when you are happy, beautiful, loved, and surrounded by many people. Real self-love begins in small and honest moments, when a plan is canceled, when a message is not answered, when you want to meet someone but everyone is busy, when the room becomes too quiet, and you realize that today, no one is beside you. In that moment, life seems to ask you a very difficult question. If no one is here to make you happy today, can you still be gentle with yourself? And honestly, many of us do not know what to do with that question. So we lie in bed. We scroll through our phone without thinking. We watch one short video after another, not because we are truly happy, but because we do not want to hear the emptiness inside us. Then we see other people going out. We see them smiling. We see them with someone beside them. And suddenly, our heart feels heavy. We start to feel sorry for ourselves. We feel left behind. We feel like everyone else's life is moving forward while we are standing still. But maybe, that is not the moment when we fail. Maybe that is the moment when we are invited to learn a more mature kind of self-love. A person who truly understands self-love is not always strong. They also feel sad. They also feel disappointed. They also have afternoons when their heart feels empty. But instead of abandoning themselves in that feeling, they gently return to themselves. They may go out for coffee alone. They may choose a small table near the window. They may order their favorite drink. They may bring a book they bought a long time ago but never had time to read. Or they may open their laptop and continue a personal project that once made their heart feel alive. Sometimes, they do not need to do anything special at all. They just sit quietly. They watch the sunlight fall on the table. They watch people passing by on the street. They listen to soft music in the cafe. They feel the warmth of the cup in their hands. And in that very simple moment, they realize, I can still be here with myself, and I can be okay. That is self-love. It is not loud. It does not need anyone to see it. It does not need to become a beautiful photo on social media. It is simply the moment when you do not abandon yourself, even when no one else is there. You turn an afternoon that once felt lonely into a gentle date with yourself. And then you understand something very important. Being alone does not always mean being lonely. Sometimes, being alone is a precious space where you can come back to yourself, breathe again, and become your own friend. To feel less lost during the busy seasons of life, maybe we do not need to become colder. We do not need to force ourselves to be strong right away. What we truly need is to understand our loneliness, understand other people's busyness, and remember this: one rejection does not mean we are no longer important. For me, there are 3 lessons worth carrying with us. Lesson 1. Be the sky, not the weather. Our mind is like a wide sky. Our emotions, sadness, loneliness, feeling left behind, or even happiness, are like the weather passing through that sky. There will be days when your inner world feels sunny. You feel light, happy, and hopeful. But there will also be days when your inner world feels cloudy. You text your friends and ask them to go for coffee, but they are all busy. No one is wrong. But you still feel disappointed. You still feel as if an empty space has opened inside your heart. And I think that feeling is very human. It is very real. There is nothing to be ashamed of. The problem is not whether you feel lonely or not. The real question is, how do you treat that loneliness? When we are not calm enough, we often think, I am so lonely. Maybe no one needs me. Maybe I am not important anymore. We become too close to our emotions. We think that because our heart is cloudy today, our whole sky has fallen down. But the truth is, one sad emotion is not your whole self. One empty afternoon is not your whole life. One rejection is not proof that you are abandoned. Try to learn from the sky. The sky does not fight with the clouds. The sky does not hate the rain. The sky does not panic just because there is no sunlight today. The sky simply stays there, open, quiet, and patient, and lets the weather pass. So, on an afternoon when you feel lonely, do not force yourself to be happy right away. Try to say gently to yourself, today the weather inside me is a little cloudy. I am feeling lonely, and that is okay. When you name your feeling like that, you stop fighting with it. You no longer treat loneliness as an enemy. You give it a place to sit for a while. And very often, when a feeling is not pushed away, it slowly becomes softer. You do not need to control every kind of weather inside your heart. You only need to remember this: you are not the rain. You are the sky, wide enough to hold the rain and let it pass. Lesson 2. People grow and friendships change. When we were younger, friendship was easy. We had lots of time. We could talk every day, hang out anytime, and share every little thing. But as we grow up, life changes. One friend is working hard at a new job. Another friend is taking care of a baby. Some friends are simply tired from life's daily stress. When a friend has no time to meet, it can hurt. It is quiet, and you might feel sad. You might think, they don't care about me anymore. But please remember this: being busy does not mean they do not care. When we become adults, we have to let our friends grow. They have new things to worry about. We must understand that even if we don't see them every day, we are still special to them. We might not be in their daily schedule, but we are still in their hearts. True friendship is not about how often we see each other. One deep, honest conversation is worth much more than 100 quick, empty meetings. When we finally have time to sit together, that warm and real moment is a true gift. So, try to love your friends just as they are today. Maybe they are a little busier. Maybe they are a little more tired. But if they still treat you with kindness, the friendship is not lost. It is just growing into something new. Lesson 3. Let your friends be free, and you will be free too. Because our friends are busier now, sometimes they will say no when we invite them out. When we hear no, we often feel hurt. We might say, "It's okay." But deep down, we think, if they cared about me, they would make time. When we feel lonely, it is very easy to feel angry at them. But I truly believe this: a good friendship is not a cage. If we love our friends, we must let them be busy. We must let them be tired. They should be able to focus on their work, their family, or just rest without feeling guilty. When we stop making them feel bad, we stop feeling sad too. Instead of sending a cold message, we can kindly say, "Don't worry. Take care of your things today, and we will meet when you are free." And here is the most important part. Your happiness does not depend on anyone else. Your day does not stop just because your friends are busy. You do not have to sit at home and wait for someone to make you happy. Instead, take yourself on a date. Go outside. Buy yourself your favorite coffee. Read a good book. Treat yourself with the same love, time, and attention that you would give to someone you love. Spending an afternoon alone does not mean your life is sad or abandoned. It is actually a beautiful chance to enjoy your own company. You see, when you depend on outside things, like other people's free time, to feel good, you will always feel a little lost. But when you learn to date yourself, you create your own joy without waiting for anyone. Growing up means loving your friends, but not needing them to feel complete. It reminds us that before you are someone's friend, you are your own best partner. When you learn to be truly happy with just yourself, you will never feel alone again because you are always with someone wonderful, yourself. The journey of loving yourself is not about being happy and perfect all the time. It is a simple promise you make every morning. No matter how busy the world is, I will always choose to be kind to myself. We must stop depending on other people to feel okay. Why? Because people change, and life will always get busy. If your happiness depends on someone else's free time, It will always be easy to lose. But the happiness you build inside yourself belongs only to you. When you know how to make yourself smile, no one can take your joy away. That is the strongest, most lasting kind of peace. You do not need to be strong every single day. Just like the moon, you do not need to be full and bright every night to be beautiful. Every time you enjoy a coffee alone, or smile gently when a friend says no, you are building a safe, quiet home inside your heart. So, the next time the world is too busy and you find yourself alone, please do not be sad. Put on your favorite clothes and step outside. It is not a day you are abandoned. It is a special date, a beautiful date that life has prepared for you and your most important friend, yourself. Be the kindest friend to the person you see in the mirror. I am truly proud of you for taking this time to sit here and listen to your own heart. If today's podcast gave you a little peace, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is a small brick that helps this healing community grow, so these words can reach other tired hearts out there. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye, my dear friend, and I will see you soon.